Happy Aloha Tuesday. Welcome to the Hawaii Fishing Gear Show. In case you don't know, we're High Fish Gear, highfishgear.com. We sell fishing stuff. If you guys got questions about fishing, Hawaii fishing in general, regulations, gear, whatever you guys got questions, drop them in the comments right now while we're live. If you're watching them later in the day, we encourage you guys to leave your questions in the comments. We'll do our best to respond to all the questions in the comments. And while we wait for the questions to come rolling in, you guys typing it profusely right now on your phones, let me talk about some products that we just added to the website. We've got Fuji guides, Fuji guide sets. We just added them to the website. We've had them in before. They went out of stock. They came back in. So now we've got some different ones. They're for spinners and they're for casting. You can find out a little bit more about them. They're on our website, highfishgear.com, under brand new products. Should be able to find them. A couple different sets are now available. Fuji guide sets for you that maybe you're looking for a replacement eye. Maybe you're not sure what size to order. It's an assortment of a whole bunch of different sizes, different styles of guides. Or if you're wrapping a rod blank or something like that. People are always asking if we're going to start carrying blanks. Eventually we'll start carrying blanks. It's going to take us a little while to kind of get into the game, make sure that we got thread, guides, everything you guys need before we start bringing in blanks. No sense just bringing blanks in and you got to go buy one here, one there, one here. We want to be the one-stop shop for everything involved, and it's going to take us a little while to get caught up. But Fuji guide sets are available on the front page of our website under new products. This is another one that we just brought back in. This was a 1 ounce wood popper, but what happens is when you add beautiful strong papio hooks to it, you now get a weight of 1.3 ounces. So this is a 1.3 ounce wood floating papio popper, good size cup face on the back. For all you guys that have rods 1.5 ounce to 2 ounces, this should work really well for you. Convert your whipping pull to one popping pull, one plugging pull right there. Available in 5 outstanding colors. We have black hologram, we got a multicolor, you got a whole bunch covered. The best thing about, of course, all of our budget lures is the price, $14.99. $14.99. All right. One last thing, locally made Makai flies. He was at our swap meet this past Saturday. Shout out to all the people that stopped by our shop and visited us. We visited the shop, bought stuff, and shout out to all the guys that came out and had tables. Next one, first Saturday of next month. Okay, Makai flies. This one is what do they call this one? It's called a glowworm. So it's a fly with a little rubber tail on the back side. I will hold it close up to our brand new camera for YouTube. These ones are $7.99. These are a cool little magnets, that little rubber leg. Beautiful stuff. Thanks for letting us put, it's a 4-pack. A 4-pack for $8. Check them out on the website. Pictures available on the front page of our website. Now let's get to the questions. King Vaughn on YouTube asks a question that I guess a few people ask, and I gotta be careful how I answer it, but I'm gonna answer it very honestly. Are you guys gonna start selling MDS and UAM rods? We had them in our shop before. We are no longer interested in carrying that brand of rods. We will not carry them in our shop. There you go. Anytime you guys ask, I'll answer it. We have no interest in carrying them in our shop. There you go. Let's go ahead and check out other questions that we might have. Let's see. What do I need to slide bait? Okay. So let's go with the generic answer. You're going to need a rod that can handle 50 to 80 pound tests, or conventional rod preferably. You'll need a reel that can handle 50 to 80 pound tests, preferably 60, 80. You can do 50 on the lighter side. For the slide bait setup, you will need slide bait stoppers, and you'll need a claw lead preferably. You can probably do work with a bank sinker if you can go someplace where it might get stuck. But claw lead is probably going to be your best option. So you'll need slides, slide bait stopper, claw lead. Okay. You also need leader to tie onto the slides. Hopefully that answers your questions. If you need more, Willie Too Schmood on Instagram, if you need more information, send me a DM on Instagram. I'll do my best to answer all the questions. I've only got about 15 minutes left for this video because at 4 p.m. I go live in High Fish Gear Deals. We got a nice little 4 p.m. auction lined up for you folks. 4 p.m. High Fish Gear Deals on Facebook. All right. You guys are going to be selling cooler backpacks again. We brought in a round of cooler backpacks, a little bit different version than what you find flooding the market, that flat style backpack that we brought in. We brought in a different version, and you know, we might be bringing them back in, but you know, of course those are made in China. We don't know how much they're going to be when they come back in, but yeah, if something becomes available, we'll give it a shot for sure. How do you know when the slide reaches the stopper ring? You're probably not going to know for sure unless you can dive in and check it out. Sometimes you just got to have faith that it made it all the way to the stopper ring. My recommendations, if you are concerned about it making it all the way down, is to use a weighted slide. That'll help it work its way down a little quicker. All right, let's check out what other questions. What type of 40-pound line on conventional reels are good that doesn't burn your thumb? Aries boy, any monofilament, if you try stopping it with your thumb when it is going full speed on a cast, will smoke your thumb. It doesn't matter what brand. My suggestion is if you're having problems with your thumb getting smoked, I like to usually wash my hands a little bit after I put on bait onto my hook before I go to cast, and that wetness provides a little lubrication. But if you're just beginning and you are overly concerned about smoking your thumb, a lot of people will carry a bottle of fresh water. Please do not pour salt water on your reels. I say that because I've seen people do it. Fresh water, wet your reel nice, just pour a little water right over the top of it right before you go cast. Lubricates it a little bit better, lessens the chance of smoking your thumb. You still might do it if you cast really poorly. All right. Okay. How much should a Newell no letter 646-3 sell for? 646-3, I'd probably say anywhere between $200 and $250. The 646-3 is the lesser of the 646s. It's not that desirable. That 3-to-1 gear ratio, not the favorite amongst people that like 646s. If you want you want a good 646, try to find that one with a 4.2-to-1 gear ratio. What's up, David? What hook size for a decent sized Papillo? Daniel, you can catch a decent sized Papillo on a lot of different hook sizes. You can catch them on small hooks, you can catch them on big hooks. But if you want to say decent sized Papillo, size 14 up to probably size 20 are probably going to be your best bet. You should never just focus on one size of hooks. You should always have a nice spread for bait casting, different size hooks in your thing. You might lean towards one size specifically. Like me personally, I like size 14 and 16s. But you should have probably size 16 up to size 20 Becans in your stash. All right. What's a good rod to start light plugging with? Okuma Rockaway has kind of been one of my go-tos when I'm recommending for people that want a light plugging rod. A lot of those Okuma Rockaways have lure ratings of about 3 ounces to 4 ounces. And they have nice size thin profiles, not going to be too heavy, too hard on your shoulder when casting. If you want to go something a little bit more along the lines, maybe a little stockier, the Penn Battalion rods, 9-foot, 10-foot are pretty great as well. All right. Let's see what other questions. What kind pole is good to catch small little bait fish? For bait fish, you can use small little 6-foot, 7-foot whipping poles with a little float, and shrimp always works great. The ones that you give your kids to get them into fishing but they never use them and they get dusty, those are the ones you might want to take out for bait poles. But one thing I want to recommend for bait poles, get yourself a nice telescopic pole. A nice telescopic pole with a little bit of float. Get some what's it called, pinch lead or cinch lead, you know, the kind where you put them on the line and you pinch them down and it crimps down. That'll help keep your bait in the target area. But a good telescopic rod, depending on where you're fishing, of course, anywhere from 8 foot up to a 12 foot, you know, telescopic rod, doesn't take up a whole bunch of space, no reel required. Use 4 to 6 pound test monofilament, you're good to go. All right. What's the best long distance casting dunking setup? I would say long distance casting dunking, if you're talking about, I don't know how that's kind of a rough one to answer, man. Everybody has different mechanics. Everybody's going to respond differently to different rods. I would say if you want a long distance rod, get yourself something like a tournament rod, something like a Daiwa Ballistic, a 3-piece rod that's got a nice stiffness that can handle casting up to, say, 10 ounces. That's probably going to be one of your best setups if you want to get a nice long distance cast. Also, any Ulua pull, you know, just a little bit of practice makes you get better. Ohole Hole as bait get action, absolutely 100%. It's a great fish for bait. Silver, moving, killer. All right, let's see. I got about less than 10 minutes, guys. Let's see. Is fishing from a basic paddle kayak worth trying? I'm going to say this real quick. Learn to kayak before you learn to kayak fish. Learn to flip it over, get back in open water, whether it's a paddle or a pedal, either way. But kayak fishing is how I fell in love with fishing. Very productive when you're able to get out past the breaks and try trolling little lures or dunking right off your kayak in spots that you can't reach with the basic casting setup. Kayak fishing is great, and it's also great exercise, but also please be safe, use a personal flotation device, and learn to kayak before you learn to kayak fish. Do you still recommend sliding with a Nitro Medium Heavy 40-pound test on a Daiwa Seagate? Do you recommend sliding? You can. You can. Aries Boy, if that's what you got, you can definitely slide on it. Check out our medium game slides available on our website. They're not hardcore, big game slides, but it'll help it. It's more manageable with 40-pound tests as opposed to your 60 to 80 on your big rods. Okay. In your opinion, what is your favorite headlamp? You know what? I have this bad habit. I lose my headlamp. I search for it for a couple days. I give up. I go buy a new one. Okay? I bring them home. I hook them up to the charger. Within 2 days, I find my old headlamp. Now I have about 4 headlamps at home. I tell you right now, all of them are Fenix. F-E-N-I-X. We sell the crap out of them on our website. Great brand, great warranty, good, strong, state-of-the-art, high lumen headlights. Fenix headlights available on highfishgear.com. All right? I like the ones that have the red lights, but I have different models. I kind of like the HM65R. They might have moved on from that one. I'm not sure if we still even sell them. I think I have a HM75 that's we're going to be auctioning today. High Fish Gear deals in about 7 minutes. All right. Let's see what other questions we can answer before I got to say. Hawaiian Angler still good rods. Kyle, I don't think Hawaiian Angler still... Oh, wait. Hawaiian Angler just came out with dunking rods. They are great budget rods. Not the perfect for, like, if you are already advanced and you've already got Stratix and stuff, I wouldn't go there. But they're great beginner rods. From what I understand, they're made by Master. Okay. One color grub, which one when whipping? If you only had to choose one, I'd probably go with Campania Lures Awama. It's a green pearl grub. Something pearl. You always gonna get some kind of action. Maybe not what you want. You might catch some doodle fish with it, but there you go. All right. Heading to Kauai in a couple weeks. Really appreciate your videos. Hopefully they sell your stuff there. Tweak Games. Hammer bombs are sold on Kauai. Lihui Fishing Supply, Hanapa in Kauai. You're gonna find a lot of tackle there if you need to grab tackle while you're there. Shout out to those 2 stores. Mahalo for carrying hammer bombs. All right. And then also, if you need to order some stuff from us, you can get it shipped to your house real quick. You said in a couple weeks. 5 days to the mainland. 3 days to the West Coast. Or you can also have it shipped to wherever you're staying. Hotel, care of guest arriving this date. It's something you can do. All right. And let's see. Bobby says, how's it, Bill? Thanks for the 344 Tiburon upgrade. By the way, we got restocked Tiburon, Jigmaster, extended, the 3-inch Jig Masters. Those are back in stock. A lot of notifications went out last week. Hopefully you guys got a chance to snag yours. I think all the silvers are gone. We still have black available. And I'm glad you got a chance to stretch your 344. Okay, let's see what questions we can answer on Instagram in the next 4 minutes. What is the line capacity of a Trinidad 40? Same as the Torium 30. I think you can probably get about 220 yards of 50-pound test. Check our website. It has the specs and the line capacity of the reel to check and see if I'm on point or not. Highfishgear.com. Let's see. For your new 1.4 popper and 1.3 wood popper, is 20-pound braid and 25 fluorocarbon? Absolutely. That's a decent setup. With those poppers, 25-pound test fluorocarbon leader is perfect. I personally, yeah, 25 is good. I'd probably lean a little bit more towards 30 though. But 20-pound test mainline, no problem. Let's see what other questions we might got on Instagram. Are you bringing in any Shimano Speedmaster rods? Unfortunately, Shimano has been out of the Speedmaster rods for probably about 6 to 7 months. We like them a lot. We're always checking to see if they're back in stock. Just stay tuned. We'll probably get them back in as soon as Shimano gets them back in. What is your opinion on the 13-foot 3-piece Surfcast X rod? Not sure which rod that is, brother. If you want to send me a DM with some pictures, I can probably give you... I've never heard of it, so unfortunately I don't have an opinion on it. Okay. Is the new shop going to carry blanks? In case you guys didn't get the memo, we will be relocating from our shop here on Papipi Road to across the street in the Eva Beach Shopping Center in probably no more than 3 months. Okay? We are still operating in Papipi Road. We're going to be here for a little while. And we won't make the move without letting everybody know, okay? We are working on developing that. I figured I'd drop a little hint, let everybody know. And mahalo for all the congratulations and all the people that reached out. Some old customers came back around. We appreciate it. It's good seeing all you guys. Okay. Are we going to carry blanks? Probably not immediately, but eventually we will start carrying blanks, all right? All right. I just found out Guam has bonefish. Can you catch them with lures? If so, how? If you want to try catching bonefish or eel with lures, you're probably going to want to work with those jigs, Governor Guam, and try to find yourself some place where they frequent shallow water, 1 to 2 foot deep. They call them the flats here. That's where guys target the eel. You want to try catching them there. Other than that, try dunking with squid. Okay, what pound does a lure have to be considered a lure to you? We had this argument. I got shot down hard. I wanted to say that a lure should be 20 pounds, but it is 10 pounds. It's been 10 pounds for a while. We had people digging up books from the 1920s just to shoot me down on that one. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the effort that people gave to just correct me. I was trying to start a dialogue, and there was a big no on switching a lure to 20 pound. It's 10 pounds. 10 pounds is the Alua number. What's your go-to whipping setup? Stratic, 5K, 964 LSJ Major Craft Cross Stitch. There you go. Okay, what kind of rod and reel would qualify from high-end Akule Halalu whipping setup? I don't have an answer for that, not Alex. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'll get back to you and give you a good answer from somebody. Willie Too Smooth, we had that discussion a while back. Some people feel like a lure shouldn't be counted unless it's 20 pounds. But I feel like 10 pounds is a good cutoff for that. Because catching a 10-pound papio or lure is actually a pretty decent accomplishment. Okay. Somebody says kill a shirt. Auction exclusive, cause only one of 50 made. All right. You guys, okay, I think that's it. I gotta go start my auction here in about a minute. If we missed your question, I'm gonna answer one more. Carlox G asks, first gen or second gen Torium? Second gen. The second gen Torium 30 HG. It's a beautiful reel. 30 HG is crazy. The 30 the Torium 30, the older ones, they're hammers. Hammers. They're hammers, you know, whichever. They're good, solid tank reels. But the new Torium 30 HT is just a finesse, beautiful reel. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. I got to wrap it up. Got to go start auctions, 4 p.m., High Fish Gear deals. Like I said, if we didn't get to your question, please go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to respond to them throughout the day, later tonight and maybe tomorrow. I love you guys' questions. Mahalo for making the show interesting. We'll catch you guys